Hello duckies and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are doing a gardener's cottage because really we need to. Cottage living is coming out very soon and I am very excited. It's still almost a whole month away. I may actually die in that whole month. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. I'll try. I'll try to stay alive. Tell me in the comments if you guys are getting super excited about it too, because like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I love the whole cottagey vibe. I can't wait to have farm animals. I don't know if I've been talking about this too much in my recent videos, but oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I am so excited. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be fantastic. And I will love it very, very much. Okay, so I built a widow's walk on this house because it needed one. I needed one in my life. I think the story of a widow's walk is like the purpose of it was meant to be women waiting for their husbands to come home from the sea so they would be out on top of their, like on their little walks, or it's kind of like a patio roof situation or like a balcony that you can walk on, like waiting for their lost love to return from the sea, which is a very romantic, sweet, lovely idea. And also extremely depressing depending on which way you choose to take it. Let me know if you think that it's romantic or depressing, because I think it could be both, like sadly romantic. I don't know. I always get so excited when I do this with the mud. I don't know why. It just makes me happy. Lately, one of the things that I have been doing a lot of is just like reveling in coziness and comfort. I started listening to The Fellowship of the Ring on audiobook. I read it entirely once when I was a teenager, not too long after the first movies came out, and I enjoyed it. I think I only actually finished The Fellowship of the Ring, and I read The Hobbit not too long ago. And now I'm reading The Fellowship of the Ring, and like, I just love how hobbits love their comfort and they enjoy, simple things like friends, and like they give each other birthday presents. I love that description where it talks about how the hobbits give each other, they're almost guaranteed to get one birthday present a week from someone having a birthday. And that's why their holes are cluttered. Like that just makes me really happy, that idea. I don't know why. Maybe I'll start giving people presents on my birthday. I kind of like that idea, sort of celebrating that you're alive and well and kicking. I really, I love the idea of celebration, but then when I go to do it, it takes so much work that sometimes I'm like, why do we have so many holidays? Even in The Sims, like, if you have seasons, like the seasons come up and like sometimes you're excited for it and you're like, yes, let's do Christmas. And other times I'm like, I'm really trying to get promoted at work. I don't really want to decorate for Christmas. My sim doesn't have any children. Like, why am I doing this? And then if you don't have a good Christmas, you get that bad moodlet, and it's just kind of a pain, and I don't it makes me sad. I am really looking forward to the new thatches that look like they're coming in cottage living, and like new roof options, and of course ponds. Oh my gosh, I did not put a pond in this build, but the idea of being able to make ponds that your sims can actually wade into and not have to cover the edges with like 8 million tiny rocks. Like, oh my gosh, I am very much looking forward to that. This build, like, I imagined it for like a couple, and maybe they have a kid. I don't know. If you decide to play in this build, you have to tell me what you think. I didn't give them a kid. So like, there's not a kid's room. There's just like a bedroom, a bathroom, a loft library space, and then a kitchen and like a sitting area. So it's like pretty basic, but I think I think you could maybe turn the loft library into like a kid's room, and then when they're like a baby or a toddler, you can maybe keep them downstairs. I don't know. You'd have to, like, you could finagle it, or maybe just build an add-on room. I love the idea of them having just like a random, like log area in their backyard. Everything about this was just like me being obsessed with cottage living coming out soon. I love the idea of gardening. I personally cannot keep plants alive. I'm terrible at it, and I kill them. I actually bought 3 plants this summer. I bought 2 lavender bushes because they thrive in my area without a lot of care, and I bought an African violet. And if my husband was not the sweet, wonderful man that he is and took care of them, they would probably all be dead. Yeah. I really, really wanted my own lavender bushes because I wanted to dry lavender, because of, the cottagey vibes. And because I love lavender. I really want to do my kitchen in like lavender flowers. I think that would be really, 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 really lovely. I think, I really want to live in a cottage, and I want to have farm animals, but I want someone else to take care of them. So I guess I want to visit. I want to visit a farm and not have to do the work. My in-laws have horses, and as much as I love farm vibes, I'm like, there is poop everywhere. I do not like poop. So I've come to the conclusion that I quite enjoy the aesthetic, but when it comes to like mucking stalls and actual like animal feces being around, I'm not feeling that. I really am not. I don't like poop. I don't like it being around me. I don't know why this suddenly became a diatribe about poop, but anyway, so here I'm putting a bunch of plants on the widow's walk because it needs it. If it's a gardener's cottage, like I feel like there need to be like a lot of plants. So what I tried to do was make some kind of plants in every single room. Whether that be like plants in vases or hanging on the wall or what have you. I also tried to make this kind of feel very rustic. I think I did a pretty good job. I love that random because this is obviously a very like humid country type of setting. I love like the random cactus bathtub. I don't know why I decided to put. I think because my husband, like years ago, because I grew up in the desert, I was like depressed and kind of sad, and he bought me a bunch of cactuses because he thought it would cheer me up because I missed the desert. And what's funny is I really hate cactuses, and I always have. And the desert that I lived in didn't really have cactus. It just had like a ton of yucca trees. It was the Mojave Desert in Southern California. So I lived there for probably 10 years, from the time I was 9 until I was about 19. And as I was missing it, but I was missing things like the wind and like the sunsets, not the yucca trees. So he bought me cactuses, and I was like, oh, thank you. Because of course I wasn't going to be a jerk about it, because like if he's that thoughtful to buy me cacti to make me feel better, I'm not going to be a jerk. So we just randomly had these cacti for like 5 years until finally, I told him that I didn't really like them, and he has been taking care of them ever since. There's still one of them alive in our backyard, and we live in like a humid, like very not desert climate now, so it's just kind of funny, like they've become his. Like that's kind of what happens. Like I randomly get excited about plants because I like them in theory, and then I can't take care of them because I just don't have the skills. Or the time management skills is more like I could do it, I just don't. And then my husband inherits them because he feels bad for them and doesn't want them to die. So now I've gotten into the habit of being like, hey, do you mind if I get this plant? Because we both know that I am going to like want to take care of it and have good intentions, but I probably will end up not taking care of it, and then it will end up being sad and dry and lonely and needing love and care. But he loves plants, he loves gardening, so he doesn't really mind, but I also don't want to be like, here, take care of my plant that you didn't ask to take care of, because that's kind of messed up. I really like the sitting area I made in this space. I usually put the chairs facing the fireplace. In this one, I put them to the side. I thought that looked pretty cool. I also did another thing that I don't usually do, and I mixed cabinets to get sort of the feel that I was going for in this kitchen. So I've got like the country, what's it called? Country Charm? Is it Country Charm? The kit ones from that, and then I've got, I think, the tall vintage ones? I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I like how that turned out because it has like, I really like the corners from that set, from the vintage set, where you can see the dishes. I think that looks really nice. And we have to have a kettle in this build. It's absolutely necessary. I wish that you could like actually put the kettle on. That would be cool. I wonder if you'll be able to do that with the cottage living expansion. Wouldn't that be fantastic if they had kettles? Oh my gosh, like working kettles. We have that tea brewer, but it just doesn't feel the same as if you could actually put a kettle on and make tea, like with a tea bag or with like tea leaves, like a proper English person. I love tea. I love making tea. I love everything about tea. Tea is like the ultimate comfort beverage for me. I enjoy coffee too, but I drink coffee like for a purpose, like to wake up. But tea is just like, it's like a hug in a mug. It just makes you feel better about being alive in 2021, which really, 2021 is going better than 2020 did, but still, like, I still need to feel good about being alive in 2021. Oh my goodness. I told my husband not too long ago, like, I would like to stop living through important historical moments, please. I love history, but I want to study it. I don't want to live it. I would like things to go back to being bland and boring and normal, but, like, you know, the changes that need to be made can still be made, and that's fine, but I just want things to be boring and normal. I miss it. Which is funny because my life has not been anything close to normal, so why would it start now? Oh well. I liked how this turned out. I put the doors like right next to each other, so it looks like a big double door, but one door goes into the bathroom and one goes into the bedroom. I thought that was a nice touch. It made me feel like, you know, those moments when you're building in Sims and you feel like, yeah, I did that. You're just like very proud of yourself for that design choice. That was one of those moments for me where I was just like, yeah, I made that. I put those doors next to each other. I am the bomb. Oh, it's funny. I used my new favorite thing with those end tables where you hold down shift so you don't have to go back into the menu twice. I tried to make those two Tiffany lamps different designs too, so that they would have a very different feel to them. Like, I kind of want this house to have an eclectic feel, and it seemed to me like if you have two Tiffany lamps that are exactly the same design, then it's gonna feel really obvious that you bought them together at the same time. But if they're two different designs, like maybe you found them or they were hand-me-downs or something. This was another design choice that made me happy. The ironing board that was on the wall and the little like coat rack is so cute. Oh my goodness. I love Sims. I cannot wait for cottage living. Wouldn't it be cool if you could like churn butter and stuff in cottage living? We're gonna have cows, so like I wonder if you could. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I really like the game Dawn of Man, which is like a it's like a caveman simulator. That's not right. It's like how people lived way back, so just like, you know, the dawn of time kind of thing. And it's pretty historically accurate as far as we know. So I really enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. I They recently, not that recently, but like in the last 6 months or so, they had a cheese making update, and I was so excited because I love like the history of like daily life. So like the history of cheese making, or the history of laundry, or how did people weave their clothing or raise sheep or whatever. I really enjoy that like a lot. So I was so excited that I could actually make cheese. So so I'm like zoomed in looking at one of my characters on that game make cheese, and they did such a good job. I highly recommend that game if you enjoy that kind of gameplay, because like, oh my gosh, it was fun, and they make cheese. You can also bake bread, which is also really, really fun. I am a big old nerd, especially when it comes to history and video games about history are just right up my alley. I got to use the new clutter. I got shoes and the little shoe stand. It's a little modern looking ish for this place, but it was simple. So I felt like because it was simple, it would kind of go like regardless of the actual decor. I think it went okay. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments below if you think that that was too modern for this build. I love that little table. I always want to use it in every single build. It's another one that's kind of got simple, clean lines, but it could match a lot of things. I tried really hard to make this like a place that you could see existing in 2021, but also have like a throwback feel and like a cobbled together feel. Like they've been to tons of flea markets and inherited a lot of furniture from their relatives and things like that to build this little cottage. All right, here we are at the screenshots. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.